Hi Lumineers, welcome to the Lighter Side Show. I'm your host, Jamie Butler, the Everyday Medium. And we have on set with us Colleen Ziegler, my expert in energy.
We'll see. I'm not so sure I'm an expert, but you can definitely bounce some ideas off me.
Okay,
sure.
In my eyes, Colleen is my expert. I do bounce ideas off of you all the time, and you enlighten me constantly. So thank you so much for joining us in front of the camera.
Same to you, for sure.
Hey, thank you. Today's episode is going to be energy. So here's the basics. We're going to talk about what it is. So think of it as Energy 101 for you. If you're still questioning, this is the episode that you want to watch. Great? Okay.
I think there's always something to learn about energy.
Oh, totally.
Right? I mean, it's I think I'm going to learn something during this episode. I think we're all going to learn something during this episode. So.
Before we get into the episode, I do have some housekeeping notes. We have Luma Summit coming up.
Yay!
October 19th through the 21st here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Center for Love and Light.
At the new event space.
Yes, it is at the new event space.
Is this going to be the first event in the new event space? I can't talk today either.
It will be our first event, yes. There might be one before it, but for us, yes. And for you guys who don't know what Luma Summit is, the Lumineers who watch everything here at the Lighter Side Network, Jamie Butler Medium, are the people who shine light. And it kind of rolled on as Maitland fed the word, and it turned into Luma Peeps, Luma Geeks, Luma Dudes, Luma Ladies, Luma Pets, Luma Cats, Luma Horses, and a lovely Lumineer, Steve, said, we want to have a summit, and we're going to call it Luma Summit, and we want you to pull everybody together.
And he sent this email, and it was like it was glowing to me. I was just like, oh my gosh, we have to do that. And sent it to Jamie, and last year was our first one, and it was amazing.
It was great.
It really, really was awesome. And I am really looking forward to this year. And if you haven't already, go listen to the podcast with all the facilitators who are going to be there. I can't talk.
Yeah. We have Sagrira. You're so excited you can't speak. I understand.
I just can't get my
We have 15 lecturers, and they're going to talk about everything from sacred space to meditation to healing. We have sound vibration healing with Danielle Hall. We're going to have some Kundalini yoga with Lee Malice. And these are all the things that I crave in my life. So it's a way for us to pull these people together and share them with you.
All in one weekend, which is like this really incredible overload. And I mean that in a good way. It's just like you're just downloading information all weekend long. And it's amazing.
And you're putting up the pop-up shop.
I am not putting it up, but
well, you are organizing.
I will not have
shop.
a pop-up shop there. Jesse's going to.
What is Jesse going to sell? What are you going to sell, Jesse?
My shop is going to be called Pop, Lock, and Drop It, so I'll leave it to the Lumineers to guess what it is.
I wonder how much that's going to cost.
$5 to watch Jesse pop, lock, and drop it. Yeah.
Send your money in now.
Yes.
To secure Jesse's spot.
We are going to have pop-up shops, and one thing that I have to mention, because if you haven't already experienced Natsumi's food,
Wow.
she is going to be catering lunch on Saturday and like heavy snacks on Sunday. So it's pretty much a lunch as well. It's amazing.
All organic, vegan. You wouldn't even know it.
Yeah.
It is so full of flavor.
Talk about some energy food. I mean, it glows. It is so beautiful.
And one more thing I want to mention about Luma Summit is that we keep it small. And we do that for a reason. We want you to really have that one-on-one experience that you're looking for. And we want you to have time to talk to the presenters, to the facilitators, to the people sitting next to you. So buy your ticket now. They do sell out. Last year we sold out. And you can buy your ticket at jamiebutlermedium.com. And they will be on sale through October, probably
to the day
19th.
Yeah, to the day, I think the day before. So until the 18th.
I look forward to seeing you there.
I
You're
do
coming,
too.
right? Coming. Come on. Come play with us.
If you are feeling called to come, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, you won't regret
Get
it.
to Atlanta and see us.
Okay, let's get into the episode. Energy. So here's the basics. So I wanted to open this up by tossing it over to Colleen and asking, Colleen, what is energy?
Hotspot.
What is it?
I mean, when I think of energy, I think of everything. I truly do. So I think this chair, I think Jamie, and we're all kind of in this. Gosh, it's so hard to put it into words. It is. And Jamie didn't tell me she was going to ask me that.
I didn't, but that's exactly what I wanted to hear.
Because it is really difficult. I mean, it goes back to what we were talking about several seasons ago when we were talking about the Lumineer Dictionary, because there's so many words that I know what energy feels like, and I know what it looks like, and I know that it's this real thing, but it's really hard for me to put a definition on it.
Yes.
It really is.
Yes. I think many people would sit and listen to you say, well, I think of everything, the chair, the people, the this, the that. And in their head, they're like, meh.
Yeah.
That's not it.
Yeah,
We
they're
want to
thinking
hear
electricity, or
a straight definition that this is what it is. But what we can talk about is the quality of energy.
What would your definition of energy
Well, I agree with you.
Okay.
Energy is everything. Even down to it is your thoughts, your emotions. It is the land. It is inanimate and animate. It is all that is. And then so most people leave a little deflated when you kind of imagine that. It's just almost too much.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going to go down a different path, but I'm not going to go there.
Oh, well, I hope you go down it later.
We might go into it in conversation.
Okay.
It was just, it was how, and we can either edit this out or not. What I was going to talk about is how objects hold energy. So if it's an inanimate object, it's almost like it's holding energy rather than that it is energy. Does that make sense? Or do you see it differently?
I see it as both of those
You're doing
things.
both. Okay.
Yeah. Like the wood that the table is made of has energy.
Yes.
But that table will also hold the energy of the people or the machine who created the table.
Or the house that it sat in for 25 years. I think that's where I was thinking about how objects can hold energy like that.
Like muscle memory.
Yes.
This is just phenomenal.
It's really mind-blowing stuff. And even for myself, who, I've studied in energy healing modality for several years, and it still blows my mind. It blows my mind. I mean, here I am on the set of the Lighter Side show, and I hang out with you every day. It's like, it's not woo-woo, it's true. And it's like, every day, it's like, oh my gosh, that is true. It's incredible.
And I think this Lumineers is the basics. This really is where you want to begin. So Lumineers, it might be really hard for you to wrap your head around everything is energy, mostly because I believe that we've been indoctrinated to label everything. That is a table that is separate from me. This is a shelf that is separate from me. That is Jesse behind that camera. He is separate from me. And so we start to rely on these cause and effect systems, and we remove ourselves from the answer. What happened from what occurred. But when we start to understand that everything actually is energy, and we begin to connect to the characteristics or the quality of that energy, that's where we get this unity. We get this connection that we're all made up of the same core elements. Vibration is what I'm talking about. Hello, string theory, quantum mechanics. We won't dive so much into that, but, this is really what we're skirting. We're sitting here talking lightly about energy, but we are talking about string theory. Now, Lumineers, a lot of you who are watching already have your clairs in place, your clairvoyance, your audience, your cognizance, you're sensitive. Some of you are empathic, and you have these extra abilities, which is not really extra, we all possess them, but where you are able to describe energy in this kind of non-tangible way, where you just kind of collect that information and you use that as part of your life, like an extra sense. So that is helpful, but I also want this to be very applicable to you who don't rely on those clairs. So we're going to keep it to kind of 8th grade science, which is, I was talking with Colleen beforehand when I got and said, I'm going to, get into what energy is. And I remember I was in 8th grade when my teacher started talking about the rocks have dense energy. Their vibration is slow. And this is seriously what the teacher did. I'm just not being animated.
That's a great memory. I don't think I have any memories from any 8th grade science.
That was it. That was the year we dropped an egg and a bowling ball from the 2nd story to see what would hit first. And it blew my mind that the bowling ball didn't hit first. It drove me crazy. But so be it. I'm learning still.
So I'm curious, at this point in time in 8th grade, obviously you've, lived your life a little bit. And you had an understanding of your abilities a little bit.
A little bit. Mm-hmm.
But we're not thinking about it in terms of energy.
No, these are my dark ages.
Okay.
6 to 18 are my kind of dark ages.
6 to 18, okay. So that's not even a factor at this point in time.
No, I was just thoroughly amazed that he was able to compare a rock to air and tell me that they were made of energy, but that the rock seemed dense because the quality of the energy in the rock moved at a slower vibration or a lower vibration than the air. And I was like, this can't be real. And that's when you got into there's actually more empty space and material items than there is matter. That blew my mind too.
Boop.
Gone. I was lost. Kind of hooked, but not really because,
Well, thank you for sharing this 8th grade science lesson with us. Like I said, I have no memories of 8th grade science.
Well, it helps me understand
I'm trying to...
qualities of energy.
I don't even know. I can't.
You can't even? Do you have a memory from 6th grade science?
No. My science memories are probably late high school and college. Isn't that weird? I mean, I definitely took all those classes, and I just had a very nice ability how to tune out when I wasn't very interested.
That's fine, because
still manage.
my next science memory is sitting in the hallway refusing to cut on the frogs and the pigs. And that year. I was the only student in the hallway.
I do have the memory of doing that. Yeah.
And I was so happy
still
to
smell
receive the formaldehyde. No, thank you. I was very proud to have that 0. Jesse saying, wrap that up. Get back into energy. Okay. So we were going to talk about the quality of energy, or what the characteristics are. And basically the characteristics of energy is vibration. So we can talk about things that you understand. I want to talk about something that everybody uses and what we're mostly comprised of.
Water.
Got it. Water. There's a scientist, Dr. Emoto, who is really incredible, did some great research with water. And I think this really gives you a great visual on what vibration can do, especially to the matter. He took water and he spoke loving words to it. Kind, happiness, joy, simply spoke. And there were times he actually just wrote it on the bottle. Then he looked at the crystals underneath the microscope, and they were symmetrical. Are you laughing?
They're beautiful. I mean, if you haven't checked out this book, it's called Hidden Messages in Water.
Yes.
And there's tons of photographs and visual of what these water crystals, is that what look like? And, from kind words to beautiful music.
Yes.
And then what they look like when you speak unkind words to them or play unkind music. I don't really know what.
Well, it was actually
it was the vibration.
Heavy metal.
Yeah, it was like the vibration of it, which is so interesting because if you take that a step further and you think about us as humans and what percentage water we are, and what kind of words are being spoken to us every day, and what kind of words are coming out of our mouth to others, it's this huge enlightening thing going, whoa, this is a big deal. What kind of music I'm listening to? What words are coming out of my mouth? who the people I'm hanging out with.
Yes.
You know, how I'm being treated. It's really incredible.
If you're having a hard time understanding what vibration can do to matter, check out his research.
And it's a tiny little book. It's not,
Yeah.
and there's pictures.
You get online and like pretty much
You know,
find
I will
everything.
say that book was one of a handful of books at the time that really opened my mind.
Wow.
Like really opened my mind and made me aware of, wait, there's a lot more to all this.
It was like my 8th grade science class.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it did. It's stunning.
Yeah. I mean, I remember being recommended that book, and I remember getting it and it really blowing my mind. And I still have it.
You do?
Yeah.
I gave mine away. And my books migrate.
That's okay. They're meant to be read.
So when we talk about the loving or kind words, and we talk about the unloving and unkind words, and how those vibrational, the qualities of that energy, that vibration, affected the matter, we can then start looking at land. We get more specific. We could talk about plants. We can talk about the herbs. We can get into plant medicine. We can get into aromatherapy, essential oils,
Flower essences.
flower essence. I forgot about that.
And stone essences, because you can make essences from stones.
That's true. We can
as
talk
well.
about rocks, stones. So when we look at water, the land, when we look at objects like rocks and crystals, which I consider kind of land, and we can look at color, we can then take like vibration of what that energy is. There are similar vibrations in all of these things, and we can group them together, and we can match that vibration to the chakra system, which is the energetic system in our bodies. This is where I start to get excited.
We
will
should
be
have your
doing-
chakra chart on the stage right now.
But I don't. We're going to get into separate episodes with each chakra and what we've learned about them, and we're going to ask Spirit to talk about each chakra as well.
I'm really looking forward to that series.
Yeah?
I am, absolutely.
Good. So let's look at vibration yet in another way. So vibration is a characteristic of energy. Let's look at it via sound. Danielle Hall of Sound Embrace does some wonderful sound bath healings, and she talks about hertz. Hertz are the measurements of the tone, which is a vibrational expression. Are you with me on this?
I like it. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Vibrational expression.
A vibrational
I don't know that I've heard that
expression.
before, even though it's very obvious. But I like
That's what a hertz is.
it. Okay.
And we,
Is that what the definition of a hertz is?
no, it's not scientifically,
okay.
but a Jamie Butler definition.
I got
yes.
it. I like it though. A vibrational expression.
It'll help you understand it, because now I want to lay on top of that color or our visual spectrum. And we, and the whole vibrational, let's say, scale from high to low, we only see a tiny, tiny portion of this. And when we look at the whole scale of vibration, we only hear a tiny portion of this. So our sound waves and our light waves are vibration expressions. So we look at red, or we look at a sound that is very low. Red is low on the visual spectrum. Its vibrational level is really stretched out, not as hilly, if you can imagine that in your head, kind of smooth, like a wet noodle. Not doing much. But we go high on the visual spectrum, and it's the violet, and we go high on our sound spectrum. The vibration, if we're looking at it visually or measuring it visually, you're going to see that it spikes very high, almost so much so that you can't see the spaces between the vibration. It means that it's vibrating at such a fast and high level that the space between the
need a
peaks and the
visual.
valleys
Yeah.
are very, very close. And so we call that high vibrational, and a lot of us will call it positive. The red energy and the low sounds, the dense vibrations, the rock, most Lumineers, you guys will call that negative energy. Positive does not mean good, and negative does not mean bad. You guys with us? Now, there's something interesting, and I like the way that Colleen sees this, is the differences between the clairs and how that might influence you having a relationship with energy.
So with all of the different clairs, I'm very curious how energy ties into each one of them and how it is perceived. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a clairvoyant. Jamie Butler is a wonderful example of a clairvoyant because I don't know anybody who sees energy the way that she does, particularly when it comes to seeing spirit and seeing auras. So I'm thinking that let's take an aura and the energy of an aura, because there you have color, right? And so it's going to have a different vibrational expression, right?
Yeah.
I mean, am I going in the right direction?
I don't think we have a right direction. I just like the way that
it's coming to me because I want to back up a second. When you said vibrational expression and you were talking about music, the only thing that I could think about was words, because words are vibrational expressions.
Yes, they are.
And
they can
tone,
be measured.
and tone is vibrational expression as well. So being clair sensitive, as I am, I would say that my perception of energy is literally like getting those vibrational expressions. I don't even know if that's the right thing. Like literally going into my body. It's so weird. Like I don't know how to explain it.
Like your whole body's an instrument.
Yes, like my body is an instrument that's measuring things. So I can walk into a room and meet somebody and instantly either gravitate towards them or away from them. And I know a lot of us can do that. I truly know that. But I have to really check if it's really that person and the quality of their energy that day, or if that's them in general. And that's challenging because I will have judgment around that. And unfortunately, I don't like having judgment around just meeting someone for the first time.
See,
Does that make sense?
No, it does.
Okay.
I love this because
Where Jamie will be like, what? I don't see that. Yeah. Because she's looking at them differently.
Yeah.
She's looking at like their aura. She's looking at like, oh, but they're not lying.
Yeah.
You know, like stuff like that. And I'm going, I don't know. I don't like that person. and I can't, and I will literally, it messes with your head. And I know that you get your head messed with too a lot but I think this is where it comes back to the energy of the gut.
Explain that a little more. It's not like gut health you're talking about, but you're gut reaction.
Your gut reaction, your gut feeling, your gut intuition, because I can't remember, but there was a circumstance within the past 2 months where something happened and I didn't follow my gut. And I got so mad at myself, like the next day or two, and I said, I will never not follow my gut again. I know what it was, but I'll spare everyone the story.
It's good that you.
It was a situation where I had to call 911.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, and I called, but I might have waited too long to call. Everyone's fine.
But for you that are watching and you're trying to define what energy is for you, and if you've experienced, vibrations, or you that are watching and you are experiencing it, but you don't know how to get more connected to what it is, and you just go, oh, that's energy. I was just feeling the energy of that person. Energy, energy, energy. As we talked about right at the beginning of the episode, energy is such a broad term. Maybe we can start fine-tuning it to, I'm picking up on their vibration. I'm picking up on the quality of that person's energy. And it is giving me a reaction, whether it's a trigger or a judgment or whatever you want to call it. You are responding to it. It's a choice. And now we can start looking at what vibrations you like to work with and that you don't enjoy working with. And then you can start creating an environment that really works for you. And you can start doing what I like to call vibration matching or energy matching. Because you go, I really like that. And now I know why I like it. because of that specific quality of that energy, that vibration. It fits me well. And then you know what to say no to or what to put aside. So I really enjoy that. What I do want to do before we close up this episode about the basics, which the basics of energy is its characteristic, its quality, and that's going to be all about its vibration. And it's called different things. We call it color when we look at it. We'll call it hertz when we listen to it. We'll call it dense or not dense when we see it in our land or in our inanimate objects around us. And so there are going to be different words for it, but start identifying what you work with and what you don't. But for those of you who feel like they haven't experienced energy, big broad word, I feel like that needs to echo after I say it. Energy. Like that. Let me ask you some questions, okay? And maybe you can answer. So, okay. Have you ever walked into a room and felt immediately comfortable?
Yes.
Have you ever felt like somebody was staring at you?
Absolutely.
Have you ever met somebody for the very first time and you said, I know them?
Yes.
Yeah. Have you ever met somebody and felt like you just needed to run?
Get away.
Have you thought of somebody and then they called you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of these are energy experiences. You're picking up on that vibration of that energy and you're translating it into information. This is how I work as a clairvoyant. This is how I work as a medium. Now, if you ever felt energy, have you ever had goosebumps happen for no cause? That's a good energy ping. Okay, but here's a little exercise.
Fabulous. Yeah, and actually, you start learning that is a cause. You know, when like someone's talking about something, and it's almost like your arm hairs will validate what they're saying, or something will be coming out of your mouth, and you're like, and you start talking, and all of a sudden, it's like,
Dude,
amazing.
I love all the research around active kinesiology and how the body has its own consciousness, and that it can identify truths and it can identify what is good for it and healthy for it. Like, that's a whole nother episode. That blows my mind. Yeah. We will be getting into kinesiology. But here's a little exercise before we close up. Lumineers, if you can, if you're not folding laundry or driving, get your hands up. Let's clap them together a little bit. Rub them. I like that we immediately did 3. Okay, shake them off. That right there cleansed the energy off your hands, which means you just dropped the vibrations that you're not actively using. So what was unneeded, unused, unwanted is now shaken off. Got it? So clean hands, clean energy.
Shake it up. Shake it up.
Now I want you to face the palms of your hands together, or facing each other. And if you can, go as far as you can away from each palm, and you're going to slowly move the palms of your hands together. Now let's be aware that you're not tilted out and shining your palms forward or down. You want them facing each other, and just come together really, really, really slow. I want you to notice
energy in here. Oh, whoa!
Right? What are you feeling? What do you think they?
I'm almost feeling. It's interesting because I've done this before in different kinds of, but in this room right now, and I don't know if it is just the feeling of all of the humans in the room, or if it's spirit, or if it is just the quality of the air because it's hot. But it feels so thick and dense. That is so intense.
It's warm.
Yes.
My hands are warm. They're cold on the outside though.
Right?
But they're warm on the inside.
No, I'm all about just warmth.
So it could be a temperature change. It could be tingling in the hands, in the palm. It could be a resistance. Like you're coming in and you just feel like you can't go any further. When you were moving super slow, you came to a halt.
There you go.
And it felt thick. That, my friends, that is your energy. You are physically feeling your subtle, light energy. Isn't that fun? Now you can do that with your kids.
Make little balls.
Yeah. You could do it with your pets. You could do it with your plants. You could make a ball, and then you could put it into your body in a place where you feel like it's stuck or not moving right or sour. If you got a sour tummy, you can do that. We're going to talk about hands-on healing and things like that coming up. But for now, this is your basics. Start here. We're going to get deeper with each episode, okay? Yay! Do you have anything you want to say or share?
Nothing I can think of.
You golden?
Yeah, I feel like if I start sharing, you just go off on a weird tangent.
That's what happens when you heat Colleen up.
Just,
We're going to go sit in an ice box.
we start
now.
talking about energy and the room gets so hot.
All right, Liberty. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for lending us your eyes, your ears. Hope you have a great rest of your day. And remember, it's not woo-woo. It's true. Yay! Bye.
The lighter side with Jamie. The lighter side with Jamie. The lighter side with Jamie.